In Meno by Plato, Socrates holds a dialogue with Meno, a young, wealthy man who will become a general. The topic of discussion is how to obtain virtue, and virtue in ancient Greece refers not to morality but rather to skills and traits necessary to satisfy a particular role in society. For example, a farmer would have virtues of knowledge about the crops he grows and marketing skills in order to be successful in farming. The dialogue begins as Meno asks Socrates about whether virtue can be taught. Socrates then claims that he does not know what virtue is or how it is obtained. You might be aware of this technique used by Socrates in almost all of the Socratic dialogues, that he tries to lure the other person into answering the question first by saying that I personally do not know anything, for the wisest man knows that he knows nothing, and therefore I say that I know nothing about the topic we're discussing, so rather you should go first. He does that so the other person can present their views first, and then he can refute those claims eventually. Anyway, Socrates claimed that he does not know what virtue is or how it is obtained. Meno is confused by this answer and claims that Gorgias has taught him virtue. Socrates rebukes him and repeats that he cannot learn what virtue is. This leads up to Meno's famous paradox, in which he asks Socrates how he can learn anything if he does not know what he is searching for. If he knows what he is searching for, inquiry is unnecessary, and if he does not know what he is looking for, then inquiry is impossible. Socrates responds with this theory, the theory of anamnesis, or the theory of recollection, that the soul recollects memories from previous lives when exposed to experiences in this life. It basically says that the soul is immortal and it possesses knowledge which is lost in the trauma of birth every time we are reincarnated, so that our knowledge is possessed in our souls, but every time we are reincarnated we lose that knowledge, and so learning is basically a process of recollecting or remembering the knowledge that we once had in our souls. While this theory seems strange to many people, it has sparked many philosophical arguments over the nature of teaching and learning. Meno's paradox questions how knowledge is obtained and how can we know if something is right if we have never experienced it. We may ask our friends to show us how they interpret it, but they might be wrong and misleading. One way to overcome this paradox is by thinking about truths in our own lives. Descartes famously said, I think, therefore I am. And this means that the act of thinking means that the individual is at least sure of his own existence. From here, the individual can begin searching for virtues that arise from his reactions and experiences from his life. Also, relearning something that was taught previously in this life is also part of the education process. We slightly touched upon the Meno's paradox in another one of our videos about the Platonic dialogue Meno, so you can go and check that out as well.